Oh, obviously, rap for the players, but it's probably there's a life as a coach. The job goes on. It's we plan to beat Port like we plan to beat Melbourne and all the other sides we've played so far, and then you start plotting. Your mind just turns to next week and making sure that these players do all they can to recover and get themselves up for next week.
Is it a relief though? Like, is it a bit of a monkey off the back sort of thing?
No, I just think it's just a fantastic step for the players. It just shows, if anything, structures, what we're trying to implement has worked, and it's 1 year game of football. We know we're probably going to have to be, a lot better still for the rest of the season, but it was just pleasing for the players to be able to put those bits of good play together for a lot longer yesterday, and obviously ultimately win the game of footy.
What does it do to their confidence?
Well, hopefully it's a positive result, I would think. But yeah, I mean, as I said, some players had some good patches and players had some not so good patches. But I'm sure it's, as I said, it's great for the football club. It's great for the individual as well.
How did you celebrate?
Well, we had a very rushed bus trip to the airport and on a plane back to the Gold Coast, and then we front up here this morning. So that's a limit of celebrating, if you like to call it, because again, we've got the rest of the season to look forward to.
How important for the boys' psyche to get that win up, that first one?
Oh yeah, I mean it's obviously we were keen to get the first one up, just as keen as all the sides were not to be the first side to lose to Gold Coast. I mean, I've been in that position at West Coast. Been in that side when it's like Collingwood this year as premiers. I mean, everyone wants to be the side to knock Collingwood off, and you want to be the first side to do that, and no doubt, and with our players, as I said, the psyche of the players will get a huge boost in confidence, because a lot of hard work's gone into this. Some of the boys have been here 3 years, some of the blokes have only been here 3 minutes, but I think to a man, everyone was responsible for that victory on the weekend.
Well, were you proud of the way they were able to grind it out? I mean, people were probably thinking that last quarter, oh, it's great, they're really in it, but probably expecting a drop off as in last week's, but it's the first time they're actually really able to grind out a win. Yeah,
well, it's the power of the mind, I think, and I mean, the beauty of probably the power of the young mind. One of our values of the footy club is bold and fresh, and the boys certainly hung on to those two values, and the kids, and I think led Gary Ablett. I know Michael Riscatelli won the medal, but I think you look at Gaz's performance as a skipper, the criticism he copped off during the week. I think when you wanted a captain to stand up, I think just before three-quarter time he did. He kicked that great goal, then probably had a hand in 2 or 3 others in that last quarter. So he really led from the front.
You talked about momentum last week, and if those kids were given a sniff how good they would probably be, just excited in the last quarter. They ran the legs off them.
Yeah, they did, and physically they probably shouldn't have, but mentally, as I said, they got a sniff of a victory. They got their tails up, and so really pushed themselves through the point of exhaustion.
And is that part of the point of having such a young list? Is that what they're going to be capable of doing if they get in the contest?
Well, it's not the point of having a young list, because that's always the big question mark with a young list, whether they've got that mental strength to get through. You'd think with a seasoned AFL player that's played 5 or 6 years, he can cope with that, but again, that's probably the resilience in the group. I mean, some of these boys went through a season last year in the VFL where we won 5.5 games, so that grounding would have helped some of these boys, and again, to get a sniff of that victory, I'm sure it got their tails up and momentum going forward.